No, nothing prepares you for menopause. And especially because we're in a space where now there are actually hormone specialists, but doctors had no idea what was going on with me when I was having horrible night sweats in my late 30s. They were like, "Oh, your hormone levels look fine. You're fine." I was like, "That can't be normal to wake up in a pool of sweat in your late 30s and no one could tell me anything, but your levels look normal." So yeah, I'm just gonna keep changing my sheets, right? Um so no, years of physically I was ready for it, but mentally not even close.
Head toss, check my names. Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, check my names. Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, head toss, head toss, head.
Hello, Latriel. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
I figure we'll have a little fun here, right? I want to ask a few questions around menopause.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Tell everyone a little about yourself and where you are in your menopause journey.
All right. I am Latriel, but everyone calls me Lala. I am 53. I am probably about 2 to 3 years into my menopause journey, not realizing that this journey started a long time ago, but it has been a ride. Nonetheless, I've been in the wellness space for a little over 30 years, and this is a whole new piece. The menopause piece is just a really new and exciting piece to add to this journey. So I'm excited about it. I know it's crazy to say that I'm excited about menopause, but I am because of all the new things that I'm learning and all the women that I'm helping.
I have two questions based upon what you just said. You said you are 2 to 3 years on this menopause journey. Are you 2 to 3 years? Do you have 2 to 3 years of awareness of your menopause journey? Or do you actually feel like it's been 2 to 3 years on this menopause journey?
That's a loaded question because I really feel like I am 2 to 3 years on this journey, but probably the last year and a half has been like information overload. And now to a place where I'm very, very comfortable and confident in speaking to it. But it's been a lot. So yes.
All right, my second question to your opening introduction is, with your fitness and wellness background, how has it prepared you for this journey?
Well, a big piece of it has been weight training. I've been weightlifting as a former bodybuilder. I was a bodybuilder for 5 years. I've just been in the space and learning and evolving with wellness for a long time. And I've, for a very long time, have always lifted heavy, have always been an advocate for women to lift heavy weights. And now with social media and all the different streams and all the research and all the studies, everything is showing that women really need to be lifting heavy, especially during menopause. So I feel like I've been preparing myself for this for a long time without even knowing.
Right, that's physical. How has it prepared you mentally? And I know with bodybuilding, it takes a lot of discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you attribute the discipline that you've had training during your bodybuilding days prepared you mentally for your menopause days?
No, nothing prepares you for menopause. And especially because we're in a space where now there are actually hormone specialists, but doctors had no idea what was going on with me when I was having horrible night sweats in my late 30s. They were like, "Oh, your hormone levels look fine. You're fine." And I was like, "That can't be normal to wake up in a pool of sweat in your late 30s and no one could tell me anything, but your levels look normal." So yeah, I'm just gonna keep changing my sheets, right? So no, years of physically I was ready for it, but mentally not even close.
What has changed physically for you?
Um, I think the biggest change physically is your body just doesn't respond as quickly as it used to. So that's why hormones play a huge piece in your body responding to things the way they used to, because your body is out of balance. So that, I think, is one of the biggest things I've learned is like, I really need to make sure that my hormones are balanced in order for my body to respond to things the right way.
What has changed emotionally for you?
Emotionally, I feel balanced and stable now. And again, that took time to find the right doctor, to find the right levels of estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. So I had to find all the right balance, because there was a point where I woke up just, you remember, I was just sad, depressed, unmotivated, had no reason, didn't know why. But now we know, like, the menopause was kicking my butt, and that was a huge piece of all the emotional stuff that I was going through. So
Emotionally, what is
yeah,
emotionally for
like,
you?
emotionally, yeah, brain fog is a piece of that. My brain fog got better, right? Like, all of the things, and just like not understanding why I was going through the things. So emotionally, I feel way more balanced. I went through a place where I was just emotional roller coaster, not knowing why I went, like why I was sad, or why I was feeling a certain way, or why something enraged me that normally wouldn't. We're still working on my levels. Every time I get my pellet, I still have to get my levels checked every 6 weeks, so we can see, okay, do you need more estrogen? Do you need more testosterone? Like, all those things. And I feel like we finally came to a place. So I feel like I'm more emotionally stable.
I know menopause is a touchy subject, right? It's equivalent to what ED is to men.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
What do people not talk about enough when it comes to menopause?
Well, I think one of the biggest things people don't talk about is losing your libido, your sex drive, vaginal dryness, like all of that, right? Like, you go through a phase where you just, oh, I have friends who are just like, I just don't have sex anymore. I'm like, what? And it just, that piece is one of those things that I really can't even understand. And like, well, don't you have a desire to, or you ever want to again? And you don't, like, you really don't, until you get your hormones in balance. Like, it's no longer a thing. I think a lot of people don't understand why they lose their sex drive, their libido, or they say, oh, women at a certain age dress a certain way. They dress a certain way because they don't feel sexy, they don't feel attractive. And if you're losing all those things that your body needs, yeah, you're gonna lose that thing to look sexy in a dress or something like that. So I think people really need to know, if they're feeling these things and they just think it's okay because you're getting older, it's not.
What makes you feel beautiful today?
My husband, good answer, huh? I just, it's one of those things that I feel beautiful when I can, and like, I know this is gonna maybe sound cheesy, but I think beauty is love, right? I love what I do. And I love, like, today, one of my clients came in and she was excited that, now that she's on hormones and she's met with the hormone specialist, Dr. Karen Tooby, shout out. And she's met with her, and now she's working with me. And she went on a trip to Disneyland, and she said she was able to go around the park twice and like felt great. And her friend called her, and her friend was like, I am tore down. And she was like, I'm actually okay. And it's because she started doing the things. So honestly, that made me feel beautiful, because I feel like vanity is what it is, right? Like, you can get in the van, you can put up all the makeup in the world, and you can be great, and you can look great and feel beautiful, right? But I feel like giving love is beautiful. So today, just touching two of my clients, and my other client, who she's able to like lift her bag and put her carry-on above ground, like, and she's in her 60s, and that was something she couldn't do until we started working together. So that makes me feel beautiful, because like, I'm able to give and help people.
What does aging gracefully mean to you?
What I'm doing right now, like taking care of myself. Like the goal for me is to live to 100 plus, right? And do that well, not just live to 100 and be like, oh, I'm here, but like do it well, still working out, still able to wear, you know, a sports bra and tights and be strong and lift things and have the right mindset and have my mind and my wits about me. That to me is aging gracefully. Have my health, that's just a huge piece. And balancing your hormones and working out go hand in hand. And once you have those pieces together and you start to figure that all out, to me, that's aging gracefully and feeling good about yourself and feeling good in your body.
I've been on this journey with you, so over time, I've learned more about this journey and to show empathy towards some of the ways you're feeling
Mm-hmm.
and some of the things that you're going through. If you could give husbands one piece of advice, what would it be?
It's not about you. I think husbands, if they're not in tune with their partner, they can take it personally and start to feel like, oh, my wife doesn't love me anymore, or she's not this. Like, your wife is really going through something. And what I can ask of all the husbands out there who really don't know is be patient and have empathy and understand that she is losing every hormone in her body that makes her who she is, right? Like, and so when your estrogen is gone and your testosterone is gone and your progesterone is gone and you can't sleep and your skin is like, these hormones balance everything, and as women age we lose all of them, like dwindling, right? Like they just start to go down. And so that is insane to think of, like the things that make us who we are starting to disappear. So I ask that a husband would have a lot of patience and empathy and just show your wife love, because at this point it's about the heart and knowing that she is loved by you and not judged by you.
What should husbands stop doing?
Whew. Stop judging, stop thinking that it's not real. Like learning what I'm learning now about hormones. Like I used to have bad PMS when I used to have periods, and guys would be like, "Oh, she must be on her period or like joking about it, but it's real. Like what you are emotionally going through is real, and so I would say like understand, like don't judge.
What makes a woman feel loved during this season of her life?
Mm-hmm. I can only speak to what makes me feel loved, and you have been a huge piece of that. I think a big piece of it was really understanding what I'm going through, taking the time to do research on what I'm going through. That made me feel love. Like you, like really taking an interest in it. And the more you took an interest in it, the more you were like, oh shit, like you're really going through something. Like this is really happening. Like, when we were having sex and you were like, stop because it hurts. Like, I
I
went
thought
from,
I thought I was the man.
yeah, because you thought it was like, oh, I'm so big, it's gonna, and it was like, no, it's painful because it's dry down there. So I think the biggest thing is that made me feel loved was you taking an interest in what I was going through and really like taking the time to understand it.
One of the things I've learned, and you said over and over again, it's not about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once I was able to understand what you're going through and the emotions in which are coming out of what you're going through, it's not about me.
Yeah.
And I think once I was able to understand that, it allowed that, and I wouldn't say grace, but it allowed for me to be more or have more empathy when it
Mm.
came through, when it came to what you were going through. What does support actually look like during menopause?
Support from a significant other
from
or
your
just in general?
from a husband or a spouse?
From a husband or a spouse, support is, again, doing the research and understanding what your spouse or a significant other is going through, and then figuring out ways that you can help, the ways you can assist in the process to make things easier for them. I think that is the biggest thing, is like, just take a little bit from them to make them feel like loved, because feeling loved is really important. And for the person who doesn't have a significant other, a spouse, that is why I've created this channel. Like, I want women who may not have a significant other, or may not have a significant other who takes the time to do what you did, right? Or they just don't believe it, or don't choose to understand it. Now you have a community or a place that you can come to where you're not alone, and you can ask the questions, or we can do events and you can come together and you can feel supported. So I think in this space, even if a person doesn't have someone, that's a true mission of mine, is to just touch millions of women and let them know, like, you are not alone in this journey, and the second half can be your best half.
I think one of the toughest things for me in the beginning of your journey, men love to be nurtured.
Mm-hmm.
And, women that are nurturing, it stops.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go through thinking, is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Is she not attracted to me? Or do I not turn her on anymore? Anything to that nature. It's hard for a man not to think that it's not them
Yeah.
when you're going through this journey. How do you communicate that it's not you? Because it's a touchy topic, right? And when you think of ED for a man and what a man goes through when he's reaching that period of his life, or that time within his life, it's embarrassing, a conversation that you don't want to have.
Well, I mean, in the biggest piece in that question when you asked was, how do you communicate that, right? And I just feel like couples don't communicate. And that is the problem with most relationships. The communication isn't there, or there's no open communication where they can have a dialogue where they understand what the other person is saying. So I think sometimes couples get too comfortable where they don't communicate well, or they make a joke about it. Because if a man is suffering from ED, that is, hormones, there's a whole bunch of different things going on. And I would hope that if that's the case, in that moment, a woman could feel like, wow, I don't turn my husband on anymore, right? Like, he can't get it up for me, right? It's the same thing for a man who feel that way if the wife doesn't want to have sex. Oh my gosh, she doesn't want to have sex with me, or she's not, or she just is like, yo, put on 1,000,000 pounds of lube and let's go and let's get this over with, because I really don't want to do it, right? So it has to be some communication there. And I think with that communication comes more love and compassion and understanding and all those things. A lot of stuff is also mental more than physical, right? Because if mentally we can connect and love each other in a certain way, I feel like some of those aspects or things get stronger. I feel like we have become a lot closer and stronger in our bond since all of this, right? Like, I feel like our whole entire sex life has gone through the roof. Like, everything has gotten better in the menopause season, which is insane, but that comes from compassion and you understanding what I'm going through and being patient. When I get my patch and we can't do anything for 5 to 6 days, you know what I mean?
But
Like,
I think it's about being more involved as well, right? Because through your journey, whether it's through your appointments or through the discussions that you're having with your doctors, it allowed me to be that fly on the wall, right? But it's tough when you have two people competing for attention,
hmm,
and you have other things that's going on in your relationship. how do you expect someone to have empathy or grace when there are other things that can be tarnishing your relationship? And then you just add this additional, it's tough for a man to not think it's not them when so many other things come into play. And it's one of those things, had I not been involved through your journey, I probably would have thought it was me. And based upon me thinking this, outside interference, and you know how in relationships things can come from the left and make you feel good, and you're totally ignoring what your wife is going through. And even though she has the capacity to show you love, there's something that's blocking that at that moment. Patience is definitely one of the things in which you bring up that you have to have in a relationship to fully understand what the woman is going through. And if you were to reverse the roles and you look at from a man perspective, it's like a woman that's sexually active with her husband, and that stops. There's no way that you're not going to think it's not you if I don't communicate that to you. So communication is definitely important. And I think it helps the situation.
For sure. 100%. No going around that. Communication is key.
So would you say it's strictly communication?
I mean, not strictly, but there's communication, there's empathy, there's just asking your spouse what, or your significant other, like, what do you need, right? Like, what do you need me to do? What's going to make your life easier? Because every person's needs is different. I could give a list and that person could like be like, I don't care about any of that, right? Because I know what's important to me, but I don't know what's important to everyone else. So I would say communication is key. And through that communication, ask your partner, like, what do you need from me right now? How can I support you? Do you want me to go with you to your doctor's appointments? I want to understand as well. And I think support and education are really important. And what I love seeing right now on social media is how many husbands are out there advocating for their wives and educating men like, hey, buddy, get off this bandwagon thinking it's about your wife is going through X, Y, and Z. So shut it down. And now it's your time to be, because men are not made to be nurturers,
but
right?
I don't think it's enough men. Men, we have a sense of pride, right? So when you talk about the vaginal dryness and the pain that comes from sex, automatically we think that, oh wow, I'm Big Daddy, and because a woman doesn't communicate, this is painful due to vaginal dryness. And this vaginal dryness is due to me going through menopause.
But that's that old school mentality and thinking, right? Like the old school is like, perfect example. I had a conversation with my client today, and she was saying that my daughter says I need to, step up my workout gear. And I kind of gave a face. She was like, what? I was like, you could. I was like, you look great. You have a great body. You've been working hard for this. Like, why aren't you wearing those things? And she was like, well, I just want to be comfortable in the gym. I was like, feel my tights. And she felt them. She's like, those feel great. I was like, they're comfortable. I love them. And I can wear them all day long. I said, so she's like, and her exact words, it's just that old school mentality. Like, I'm too old to wear a sports bra and leggings in the gym. If you feel good and you're comfortable in it, why wouldn't you wear it? Right. So I think it's just letting go of old beliefs and old patterns. And back in the days, couples didn't talk about that. My mom didn't talk to me about it. Her mom didn't talk to her about it. Shoot, our doctors are not even talking to us about it. Like, so it's this whole new wave and generation of people who are finally coming out and being vocal about this, and it's just going to make a lot of people's lives better.
What has menopause given you that you didn't expect?
It made me an advocate for women in a whole different way. I didn't know, because I've been in this industry for so long, what was next. I kind of took like a year off from, like, I was still training clients, but I had to just get my head right. Like, what is your mission? And menopause has given me another mission, because I realized, even after my mom, who is now in her early 70s, her doctor never gave her progesterone. My mom had issues sleeping at night. She asked for a prescription. The doctor gave it to her. Now she sleeps better. This is someone in her early 70s. So, like, you're telling me this entire time you've been going to doctors and doing these things, no one ever suggested that for you to get a better night's sleep? So I feel like menopause has given me a new passion and a new mission and a journey to, like, get out there and educate women and tell them to stop being afraid of hormones, to teach that you can make this half the best half of your life, and be that voice. Hopefully people will come to this channel and go, yeah, I can do that. I can be better. I can be stronger. I can eat better. I can work out harder. I can do these things, and just be better for themselves and have really fruitful lives. Like, it's given me a new purpose and a new mission.
What's one thing you wish the world understood about menopause?
I wish the world knew that women who are going through menopause are very wise, right? Like, women are just resilient, period. Childbirth, all the different things that women go through. But I wish the world knew that women who champion menopause and come out on the other side smiling and happy and going through the things, I wish the world knew, like, elders, like, how elders were respected in tribes. Like, women going through menopause should be the elders. Like, people should just bow down to us and go, yes, queen, because we are going through some stuff. So I wish the world just knew that we are the elders, and that we can get through this and still come out smiling and having fun and being strong. We run the world.
Last question.
Ooh.
What are you looking forward to most in the years ahead?
I am looking forward to What am I looking forward to most in the years ahead? Educating women, getting more stories, getting more people talking about how maybe a video that I posted changed their lives and helped them get into a better space. I am really looking forward to being a voice in this space and really helping to catapult women into a better life in their second half.
All right, I know I said last question,
Oh, one more.
but I guess this is for all of the husbands, right? You talk about patience and men having patience during this period. How long does this period last? And how much patience, or how long do you expect a man to have patience?
As long as it takes. I mean, that is the answer. As long as it takes. Your vows are for better or for worse. And if it's not a vow that you've taken, right, it is as long as it takes.
No,
Because I'm gonna say as long as it takes. Because I feel like it's been a year and a half for me, like, really, with the hormones and figuring it all out. And I feel like after a year and some change, I finally have come into a really good space where I'm feeling balanced. I'm feeling good. So
but
it
but
could
but
take a year, it could take 2 years,
but
it
do
could
you
take
think?
3 years.
But do you think women sit in it a little too long?
Oh,
Because
absolutely. That's why I started this channel. Because I think too many women sit in it for too long and go, yeah, I'm gonna talk to my doctor. Yeah, I'm gonna
but that's
figure it
kind of
out.
unfair to say, hey, listen, men need to have a little bit more patience if you're going to sit and not educate yourself
Well, that's a different
along the
story.
way,
So
right?
now you're talking about women who are making a conscious choice to sit in it and not do anything about it. That's different. That's therapy. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to talk to the women who want to do something about it and want to change. And in that case, the women who make a decision and say, hey, I want to change, and they go see a hormone specialist and they start to eat right and exercise and do the things so they can feel better. In that case, I would say we're talking a year or two for them to find balance.
So it's kind of like one of those help those that help themselves.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Great talk. Well, I'm interested in definitely going through this journey with you, and I have been going through this journey with you. Open my eyes to a lot.
Well, maybe
And,
next time you'll actually get on camera.
I don't know about that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Well,
it actually it's a fun experience.
You're like Charlie right now in Charlie's Angels. People can hear your voice, but they don't know who you are.
I guess that's a good thing. But great discussion, and I will continue to support you in your journey.
Aww.
Because it's something that us men never understood, but we classify certain behaviors with some of the emotional changes that women go through. Like, oh, you must be on your period when you ask to move a coffee cup off the table. Or so some of the things that you guys go through emotionally, I just felt like, well, I feel like it has never been taken serious. And this is definitely a topic that everyone should, or all men and women should take serious. For sure. So thanks for the discussion.
Thanks for loving me unconditionally.